The Atari Creep YouTube channel is intended for a mature audience. Regardless of the subject matter, this video may contain strong language, simulated violence, and lots of psychological nudity. Viewer discretion is advised. What's up, creepers and geekers? Christy, Atari Creep. How is everyone doing today, guys? Today I want to look at, or have a quick look at this anyway. Werewolf figure I put together in probably the course of, 2-3 hours. I don't think it took me more than 3 hours. But I needed something to keep my mind occupied, my mind busy from current events, if you will. So I pulled him out. We'll talk about all that here in a second. Before we do, speaking of which, I got a little announcement to make at the end of the video. So if you'd be kind enough to either fast forward directly to it if this isn't your kind of deal, or stick around to the end, I would greatly appreciate it. So, now to start with, I got this figure about a month or so ago. I can't remember exactly when. I'll put a link to the video down below, as well as at the bottom right corner of the screen at the end of this video, from a local guy I bought an Xbox off of. He's familiar with the show, and he knows I like to do custom figures and just artsy little things. So when I bought the Xbox off of him, he gave me a whole bag full of just pieces of action figures, some of them busted, some of them complete, some of them missing that and the other, and he says, look, I want you to see if you can use this stuff for anything. And of course the first thing I saw in the bag was this guy. Now this is, I believe Toy Wiz made these. I do remember them mid-90s, 95, 96. They're part of the Mutant Monster series. This is a Wolverine Wolf, or Werewolf Wolverine, or something to that effect, but it's basically the character Wolverine done as a wolf. And as soon as I saw him, I knew he was going to become an actual werewolf action figure. As soon as I saw him, there was no doubt in my mind. So here's an image of what he looked like before. He had the yellow chest and all kinds of stuff. The back of him had this little lever, and what would happen was is when you press that lever back and forth, the gimmick was these arms would spread wide open. He would kind of lean backwards a little bit, and there was a sound mechanism inside that would make like a werewolf howl. You could barely hear it from what I've seen in the videos, but it was a neat little gimmick. I did put batteries in this guy. Yeah, he wasn't gonna howl. I was kind of hoping to save that feature, but the mechanism isn't connected to his arms anymore. Anyhow, it looked like too much of a pain in the ass to open him up without destroying the body. So we just went with, let's just customize it as is. So like I was originally saying, it was just a quick thing I wanted to get done, so I sadly didn't document the process, but overall it really was a straightforward customization. We'll go over a few things that I did. There's nothing too crazy here. I only had to make, I guess you would consider it, 3 major modifications to it that weren't really that big a deal. Starting of course here with this fist. If you look real close between the knuckles, especially this one right here, you see that little square point. He had these 3 claws coming out of here. Of course, we had to snip that. I tried to blend it into the fist as best I could within the fur and all that. Down here at the legs, there were like these weird Wolverine, very Wolverine-like wings, I guess you'd call it. I don't know if they're supposed to be ears. I don't know what the heck they were. It basically sits there and screams Wolverine. I did have to cut them and trim them in order to get the pant leg on. I knew that was going to happen, so I did this. Actually, I probably did that first. He had joints at the knee and at the waist, but he's so top heavy that between that and the looseness of the joints, he was not going to stand on his own for any period of time anyway. You couldn't really pose him, take pictures if you wanted to, or just pose it for your display. He was inevitably going to just slip and fall. So what I did was I got him into a pose that I liked as far as, his legs are concerned. I put a couple drops of super glue in each one of the joints, and then once I knew those were cured, I was able to handle the legs where they were locked into place, and in the larger sections of the joints, I did the old super glue and baking soda trick and just basically welded these joints together. So the legs, everything from basically here down, his chest down, is immovable. They're locked solid, but I think it looks great. I think it gave him a really good pose. You have to sacrifice some things with some of these old toys, and I'm fine with it. So after that, I pretty much just took a sanding block with a high grit sanding block. I don't know what grit it is. I just know it's not enough to remove any material, but enough to scuff things up. And I scoured the entire body, and then I ended up having to make a wash out of this burnt umber There wasn't enough in here to really paint anything, but I didn't want to get rid of it. So I put about, I don't know, maybe that much water in there and shook it up. And now I have this slurry, this real muddy slurry. And I just covered his whole body in it. Not even wiping any of it down, to be honest with you. Hoping that, because there was a gray, a dark gray and kind of a light gray. I was kind of hoping I would just stain the light gray enough and the dark gray would get a little bit brown. And overall, I do dig the color. The pictures, I'll put at the end, show it better, how it looks in real life. But I literally just did a wash. His head used to be real gray, so I just went a little heavier on the head. And just let it dry, and I think it came out great. I think it's just exactly what I envisioned, to be perfectly honest with you. Honestly, the only two other things I need to really add or remove, so to speak, is I'd like to get a little bit of blood inside of his jaw, you know, and on his wardrobe, if you will. We'll talk about the clothes here in a second. As you see here, some yellow is shining through. I got lazy. He's got that fake yellow ripped shirt right here. There's not much of it. I didn't think it would really, because you can't see it back here. I didn't think that much of it would be exposed. I mean, you don't see it over here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to scuff that up, maybe make it black under there, and then put a little bit of this brown on top of it just to kind of blend it together. Maybe add a little bit of red there to put some blood on that too. But we need to cover that up, put some blood in his mouth. And I think it'll be perfect at that point, dirty up the clothes a little bit more. Now the clothes. So because we've been stuck in the house, we've been doing a lot of like deeper spring cleaning, and one of the tasks we've been doing is we're going through the playroom, which is where I have my new shelf, by the way, that you've seen a few times in the background of a video, and just gathering toys that kids don't want or they don't use anymore. For fucking Christ's sake, they didn't even realize they had, you know, in a lot of cases. It was like Christmas to them, but we're making a box for donation for when that time is right, after all this is done. But in that, this shirt and these pants showed up in that donation box pile, and I was like, hey, that would work great for my werewolf figure. Girls, do you mind if I use it? And they were ecstatic. They're like, yeah, go ahead, use the clothes for your figure. And they were really happy. They saw the end result, and they were just like, they were so happy that they were able to contribute to it. I think they're for my Ken doll or something. I don't know. I don't know exactly what they're for, but they're for that style of figure and that size of figure. And to be perfectly honest with you, if I didn't get the clothes, I probably wouldn't have started this figure. The clothes is what transforms it into what it's supposed to be. A pretty creepy werewolf. If not, it would have just looked like Wolverine painted brown. My opinion anyway. So there you have it, guys. It's a quick look at my custom werewolf figure that was made from a Wolverine Mutant Monsters from the mid-90s Toy Wiz toy company. Honestly, real quick, down and dirty, fun project that yielded a really great result. Really nothing to it. Chop a few things off. Find some doll clothes to fuck up and put it on them. Run this really wet brown sloppy paint on it, let it dry. And one thing I didn't mention is I use this Dura Clear matte varnish on it. I use that a lot on plastic toys. It helps give that illusion of the paint app was supposed to have been there from the factory and keeps a semi-plastic sheen to it. Really great stuff, and it dries quick, and it's made for acrylic. So, guys, let me know down in the comments what you think. What would you have done differently, more so? And of course, I'm going to add the blood and everything, but and mess up the clothes just a little bit more. I think they look a little too pristine for the Wolfman. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you think. Go ahead and leave your feedback, thumbs up, thumbs down, all feedback to the Creep is positive, guys. Thank you always so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, take care. Creeper roll. Bye-bye. Hey guys, thank you so much for sticking around. I really do appreciate it. This is it's kind of important. It's kind of important, at least for me. I just wanted to let you know that my video output might slow down just a little bit over the next week or so. I've been on a pretty consistent roll of every day or every couple days throwing something out there. Unless something major happens, like say with the Amico or the VCS, I'm going to be taking it down just a little bit of a notch. Current events that have been happening around the world came home to me. It finally came home to me. Now, me, my lady, and her kids, we are all fine. But my mother came down with what we've been calling the beer flu. Okay, I just dare not say it because I don't know what YouTube is doing with those videos. Everyone's been so cautious of using it. I don't want this video to disappear or anything. I don't care about monetization because I haven't done that yet or anything. But she went in Monday with pneumonia and a fever, and we found out yesterday that she tested positive for, fuck it, I'll say it, the COVID-19, the coronavirus. So we don't know how she's doing. I haven't been able to talk to her since she's been there. Obviously, they're not going to let me visit her. I haven't been able to get her on the phone, so things are a little touch and go right now. And of course, my mood is probably not the greatest anyway for this kind of thing. But I just wanted to let you know, not for boo-hoo-hoo, but to let you know that my videos might slow down just a little bit. I noticed there's a new influx of a few people. Thank you and welcome. I really appreciate you coming by. But hopefully we will be back to norm here in the very near future. So, like I always say, guys, thank you always so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope each and every one of you guys are doing well. You and your families are surviving this nonsense. And if you pray, I would appreciate at least something coming my way for my mom's recovery. And that's really it, guys. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate the support I get from this community. You guys are fucking rock stars. You really are.